a little bit about the Katy Perry Super Bowl. Basically, just it's just same old with this satanic Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, people that are basically showing how they are wanting to bring in the Antichrist, and that is exactly what it's about. Sorry, I'm gonna shut my door. Um, I'm gonna take this. There's so many videos already popped up like instantly after this, and I want to take a different view of this. Okay, I'm well read. Most people are well aware of what is going on, and you know it's nice to expose this stuff. So let me point out a couple of things that I've not seen this compared to yet, and then I'll get into my point. Obviously, she's dressed in this fire or flames outfit. She comes rolling in on the lion, like Revelations, and she's obviously the Antichrist coming in, or the Phoenix rising. It all kind of plays into the same deal with the Hunger Games here. The Phoenix rising out of the flames, rising out of the chaos, and then you even got the girl on fire. This was the whole story of that going on in that movie. With this, and plus it's just a whole new world order, children's sacrifice, survival of the fittest. It's a game to watch, to these elitists, to watch these people kill each other. It gets real deep, but and she's a hunter, which gets into Orion, who is also Nimrod. Okay, these guys aren't just different guys made up in mythology. They all have a same origin, and it's all Nimrod, the great hunter, which I believe the Bible describes him as actually becoming Nephilim. There's pics where he's also depicted as basically being a giant, where he's see if I can find one real quick, where he's actually holding a lion or some other animal like a deer, where he's so big that he's actually holding these animals in his hand as if it's some little pet dog or something. Giving me the idea that he was depicted as a giant, probably much bigger and stronger than a normal human being. And once the Tower of Babel, once the language was confused and everybody broke off, he was still being worshipped, aka how you get Orion and Osiris and Horus and all these other so-called gods. It's all still goes back to Nimrod. And there's even people that think Nimrod will actually be the resurrected. Nimrod will be the Antichrist. I'm not saying I believe that. I'm just saying it's an interesting theory to look at, considering he was one of the first actual world leaders that brought that was like a new world order, then brought everybody against God. So, but my whole point of this is, it's so obvious, and every day we can point out these things, these symbols. They're using, everybody's pretty hip to them. They use the same symbolism all the time. It's obvious what they're doing. You got her portrayed flying through the air as a star, and we all know that the star is usually represents Satan, you know, the fallen angel. Stars were always pretty much angels or the fallen angels in the Bible. So it's there, you know. What gets me is people want to chase this. You know, I've done some videos here lately um, with my dad. You know, I've had some conversations with White Rabbit. And when you talk about the God, the Bible, and you talk about what God is doing in this world, and what we're supposed to be looking forward to, and the hope, you do videos like that, and it just don't seem people don't seem to care. But you start talking about Satan and what Satan doing in the world, and everybody's interested. Everybody wants to see, and that just seems to be the go-to, the Satan and Illuminati. But we never want to talk about what God's doing and what we're supposed to be doing and the hope we're supposed to be pushing out to people. That seems to be a problem. You know, why is that? Why does everybody chase this worldly stuff, knowing that Satan is doing stuff every day? We can find this incredible evil in the world, from these hoaxes bringing in the police state to these people, these puppets of Satan showing who they worship. But everybody wants to chase that. What good does that do? Why is Satan so popular? But when you actually try to get into the Word of God, nobody wants to watch those videos. So that's something to think about. Are you really taking the right approach? Yes, it's good to point these things out. Not everybody understands the symbols and what's being presented. And yes, it can wake somebody up. But it seems that everybody just wants to chase Satan around instead of trying to find out what God's plan is for us. So that's my take on it. You know, we knew what was going to be pushed. We knew there was going to be all kinds of symbolism. There always is. Many agendas being pushed in there. But we should not focus on it. I mean, that's my point. So hopefully with that in mind, maybe